guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Berlin. I do a variety of videos, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So in today's video, I am talking to my future nurses, right? So you've done your research, you know you want to become a nurse. You've done your research between RN and LVN, and you've decided to go the LVN route because that is what is best for you. But now you're unsure on how to go about finding the right LVN program. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys certain things that you can look out for, or certain things to take into consideration when trying to find the right LVN program for you. If this is something that you're interested in, please stay tuned. But don't forget to share, comment, subscribe, and of course you guys, like my video for more content. So the first thing, you guys, is making sure that the program is approved and accredited. You want to make sure that it is approved and accredited by the state before you just go and give these people your money, because you do not want to waste your time and your coins on a school that is not accredited by the State Board of Nursing. One of the reasons why you want to make sure that the school is accredited is because if it's not, you won't be able to sit for your NCLEX. That is very important when trying to become an LVN. The last thing you want to do is go ahead to this school for how many amount of months, and then you come to take your NCLEX and it's not recognized. So it is very important to make sure that the school you're going to is accredited so that you can go ahead and sit for your NCLEX. 2, you want to make sure that it's an accredited and approved school, because if you're trying to bridge from LVN to RN, there is some RN schools that will not accept the credits from a LVN program that was not accredited. So before you sign up, before you go ahead and start any program, you want to make sure they're accredited first. So you may be asking, okay, you said to find out if the school is accredited, but how do I check? You can always go on your State Board of Nursing website and look up the school there to see if they are accredited. It should also give you additional information about like when did they get accredited, if they lost their accreditation at any time, and when does that current accreditation expire. So if you are in any doubt about a program, just look them up. The next thing I want you to take into consideration when picking a school is their NCLEX pass rate, right? As you know, in order for you to be a LVN, you have to pass your NCLEX. So a school's NCLEX pass rate tells a lot about their pass rate. When you are comparing pass rates, what you kind of want to look for is anything in like the 80-something percentile. Try to find schools that give you 80-something percentile pass rate so that you know, like, okay, well, most of the students are prepared to go ahead and take the NCLEX. You don't really want to look for something too less than that, because then that kind of tells you how much of preparedness their students have. So if you know you're looking for a school where you want to go and get the foundation, and you want to go and make sure that you are learning, or they are teaching you what you need to know to take that NCLEX, look for a school that have a higher pass NCLEX rate. So the third thing I want you to take into consideration when considering what LVN program is right for you is the length and the schedule of that program, right? So most LVN programs are anywhere between 12 and 18 months, right? And so you want to figure out how much time do you have to commit to this LVN program. Also, do you want to go full-time or do you want to go part-time? Because that also plays a factor in your schedule. For me, I went to LVN school full-time and I did an accelerated program. I was done in about 11 to 12 months. I was required to be to school Monday through Friday about 6 to 8 hours a day. So that was the schedule that worked best for me. If I was to take the 18-month route, I would have been going to school 2 nights a week and Saturday mornings. For me, that's not what I wanted to do. And for my school, that would have been considered part-time. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to get in and I wanted to get out. So I went full-time, Monday through Friday, 12 months. So you want to take into consideration how much time you have. There are some schools that offer online or hybrid programs. So if you are better at doing classes online, or you don't have as much time to come and sit in the classroom Monday through Friday, those are also options as well. But you also want to make sure that those schools are accredited and they are real. Like, don't look up the accreditation. That is my number one thing. But take into consideration duration, how much time you have, and the schedule when trying to figure out what program is best for you. The fourth thing I want you to take into consideration is the cost of the program, right? How much money is this program going to run you? Tuition for an LVN school can run you anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000. So that's a big, to me, that's like a big range. What do you mean $5,000 or 30-something thousand dollars? So you want to take those things into consideration on a great level. So community colleges will normally run you anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000, whereas a private or a technical school will run you anywhere between like $20,000 and $30,000. So that's kind of where the price difference comes in how much a LVN program is going to cost you. You also want to check to see if the program that you are going into takes financial aid. Are they going to allow you to apply for financial aid? Do you have to pay out of pocket? Is there any grants? Go ahead and find out what this school is going to accept, because believe it or not, there are some LVN programs that do not accept financial aid. They do not. You have to pay out of pocket. So make sure before you pick a school, you call and you talk to them, and you go in and you find out, hey, when it comes to my financial agreement, what do I have to pay out of pocket? What is available to me? Can I apply to financial aid? So on and so forth. Also, let's say you're a CNA or a medical assistant or a PCT working in a hospital setting already, or a nursing home setting, and you are going back to school to become an LVN. There are some places that do pay for your schooling. You just have to, commit to them, whether it's a year or 2 years after you're finished with the program. So that is also something to take into consideration. If you are already in a healthcare setting and you want to go ahead and further your education, check with them to see if they'll pay for it, find out what the terms are with that type of agreement and go from there. So the fifth thing I want you to take into consideration is their clinical and hands-on training, right? You want to make sure that you read the reviews for the school that you're going to, or you talk to people who went to the school before. Ask the school about what does their clinical rotation entail. What are you going to be doing? What kind of hands-on training will you be getting? And where will you be getting this hands-on training, right? You want to make sure that the school is providing you with enough hands-on training to prepare you to go out there and start your career as an LVN. Don't just pick a school where all their hands-on training is in their little simulator room where you just come in and do hands-on training in a fake environment. You want to get your hands-on training in an actual hospital or clinic or nursing home environment where you could build your confidence and feel prepared once you step out there on your own. Of course, you're never going to know everything in nursing school or get everything that you need to know in clinicals, because trust me, school nursing and reality and real world nursing is too different. But ask the school, hey, where do you do your clinical rotation. Who do you do your clinical rotation with? Will I be partnered with a nurse? How much training am I going to get? Will my professors be willing to show me things that I may not have understood when I was at clinicals? Ask the right questions to make sure that once you leave that school, you feel confident to go out there and be a nurse. The sixth thing that I want you to take into consideration is reviews. I mentioned this a little while ago where I said talk to students and read reviews. But I really want you to take that into consideration, right? Read reviews, look up the school, look on YouTube, go on TikTok, go on Instagram, search their name on Google, go to the school, ask questions, talk to students that are already in that nursing program. Get as much information that you can get outside of the people that answer in the phone at the school, right? Because the people that answer in the phone at the school or the website is only going to show you the nice stuff. It's only going to show you the stuff that they want you to know. The people answering the phone or your student advisor or the receptionist, they're only going to tell you the nice things to get you in the door, right? Because come on, it's a business. So do your research. Reviews, read your reviews, talk to people, ask questions, like find out, is this school going to be best for you? Make sure that you are going to be going to a school that you are actually going to be able to learn stuff. Do not sign yourself up for a school or get locked into a program that all you doing is coming to school and twiddling your fingers. The professors don't care. Once they get paid, that's all they're worrying about. That's not going to set you up for success. So make sure you are reading reviews, researching this school, talk to people, visit the school, ask for a tour, ask to see, how the students look when they're in class. Ask the questions that you need to ask. And when you ask them the questions you need to ask, come with a list. Right? Come with a list of questions. Just like if you were going to an interview, come with a list of questions. Ask, come prepared. Be like, I need to know this, I need to know that. Do you give me uniforms? What happens? Do you give me books? Is there student support? What happens if there's a natural disaster? Ask the right questions. And I've heard so many stories of people who just end up getting screwed over, not only in LVN school, but in school overall, even with jobs. You don't ask the right questions and then you got locked in and it's like, man, I should have asked. So read reviews, ask questions, talk to people before you decide to pick a school. The seventh thing I want you to take into consideration, and I think this is my last thing for this list, is job placement, right? And so when you are considering a LVN program, you want to ask if they assist you guys with finding a job. Now, my program did do job placement assistance, but I don't really know anybody that took them up on that offer. Everybody that graduated with me kind of just went ahead and found themselves a job. But we did have, I think, 2 job fairs before we actually graduated from nursing school. And at 2 of the different clinical rotation sites that we were at, they were offering us positions to come and work as a GVN, which is a graduate vocational nurse, or to come back and work as a licensed vocational nurse once we had finished with nursing school. So you want to ask them about job placement. Do you offer job placement assistance? Do you guys have resources for your nurses once they finish so that they could go ahead and find work? That is very important when you want to consider what is going to happen, after you finish graduation. You also want to know if they're going to help you with your resume. Are you going to help me put my resume together? Do you guys offer recommendation letters? What would I get from my professors or the school once I am done with the program and I am ready to move on in the real nursing world, right? So I'm gonna give you 3 different questions that you can ask the school when it comes to their job placement assistance. The first question is, do you offer resume workshops and job fairs? Ask the school if they are going to go ahead and help you put together your resume, if they're going to go ahead and offer recommendation letters, references. Ask them about that. The second thing you want to ask them is, what is their graduate employment rate? That will help you understand how many people actually get into the workforce right after graduating. I remember for me, a few weeks after taking my NCLEX, my school had somebody call to be like, hey, are you working? They asked me where I was working, and they also asked me how much I was making, because they had to collect that data. The third thing I want you to ask them is, do they have any partnerships with any of the local hospitals or clinics in the area? You want to find out if any of the hospitals or clinics are seeking nurses from this nursing school. Is there a partnership, like once I'm done at this school, I could go ahead to this hospital and they will be willing to hire me because they know that you guys produce great nurses? Is there any opportunity for anything like that? Because that also gives you an opportunity to go ahead and seek employment at those places, because you know that your school already has a partnership with them. So go ahead and ask these 3 questions when you are asking questions at that nursing school and you're trying to make sure you're making the right decisions. You want to make sure that after you done spend all your money on this school, you could get something in return. Choosing the right LVN program is such a huge step in your nursing career, right? It's your foundation to the type of nurse that you're going to be. It is your foundation for learning and setting you up for success. So you want to make sure that you don't just pick any school just to say, I go into nursing school. If this video helped you out in any way, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Comment below if you have any questions for me, or you want me to help you out with any other decision-making factors when it comes to picking your LVN school. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!